It's my favorite time of the year. Not for any real-world implications, of course. I'm a League player. What, you think I go outside? I'm excited because April Fools means there's brand new April Fool skins for League of Legends. These are routinely been some of my most favorite skin releases of every year, in large part due to my already existing bias towards the more silly cosmetics, but also because they are always made with such genuine passion and tailor-made to each specific champion chosen. And I don't even think that's an unpopular opinion anymore. Hell, I'm fairly certain the glowing reception to the April Fool skins of the last few years is what led to the recent shift in more variety skins. Even the very next upcoming patch is set to be a random assortment of sci-fi skins. I'm sure the new TFT set has absolutely nothing to do with that.
I know you're not
in TFT set 17.
None of you!
Speaking of other Riot games, though, in the Petals of Spring Rapid Fire skin review, many of you fellas voiced your disappointment that I didn't take the time to review any of the Wild Rift skins released for that event at the same time. So, because I do consider April Fools to be quite the event for me personally, I'll make an exception just this once, and include the silly skins Riot released for their mobile port of League this year. Even if I'm pretty sure you're not gonna like what I have to say about them, starting with Clock Puncher Alistar. I hate that I don't much care for this one, which sucks, because it does have a couple funny elements, namely the ult surrounding him in files of his teammates that suspiciously omits one for his ADC. My main problem is, what's the joke?
I made a funny, son, and you're not laughing.
Why is he wearing a donkey mask? Why is his name tag folded over onto his back and big enough to be considered a picture frame? Why Alistar here instead of Zillion or Echo is a much more literal interpretation of a clock puncher? Save me! Is a silly looking Alistar all there really is to the joke? Never mind, we already got one of those. Because to me, the real joke here is that he somehow keeps getting stuck with all the free-to-play quality cosmetics. 4 out of 10. Turret Cosplay Pantheon. The concept here is fun, the champion fits it perfectly, the E resembling turret plating is neat, and the ult danger ping like a real tower is funny. But it just doesn't commit to the bit. It's supposed to be a cobbled-together, custom-made cardboard cosplay, the joke of these kinds of costumes being that they look bad on purpose. Yet here, it is perfectly symmetrical, with precision cuts across the cardboard, fashioned with high-tech lighting effects, energy blades, sci-fi slashing sound effects, sleek futuristic particle effects, and detailed patterning across the cape and every armor piece, meaning in-game you could barely even tell what the original concept of the skin was supposed to be in the first place. Like, they couldn't stop themselves from at least trying to make it look somewhat cool, like a joke that's ashamed of its own punchline. Don't make me say it, please God, don't make me say it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to. Fine! Overwatch did it better.
The shame of it.
Sandstone, I assume is what that one's supposed to be, is the best chroma. 3 out of 10.
3?
Pug Trader Sejuani. Purely on the basis that Cats vs. Dogs was an April Fool's Day staple, it is nice to see it live on without needing to hog the entire patch. And Sejuani here was an inspired choice, yet another funny and creative way to warp Snorty's anatomy into a completely different animal, one that is already perfectly suited to a pug's unique shape without the need to mutate him into an unholy abomination. It is unfortunately held back remarkably by the animation pedigree of Sejuani's old-ass rig, something you can clearly tell the animators tried to squeeze every Looney Tunes ounce out of for the recall animation. And the modelers as well, who I think forgot to give her something to hold on to. Still, it's silly, cute, holistically inoffensive. But come on, guys, look at the rest of the patch, be honest.
We were doomed from the start.
Cat's Eye is the best chroma, 7 out of 10. Chonk Kench. All I'm gonna say is if Fortune wasn't the one delegated to paint the splash art for this,
there will be consequences!
I'll take my chances.
To not be a complete hypocrite from the start, yes, just like Yumi's prior onesie skins, I do think this skin too would have been far funnier if it turned Tom into Chonk full stop, and properly made use of all the Chubby Dragon's history of skins as inspirations for the chromas. Seriously guys, how did we fumble that bag?
Twice.
It's impossible for me to dislike it though, seeing such a whimsical Kench fitted with that permanent giddy grin, brighter color palette, and less dangerously rounded teeth though. Might have been even funnier if he just didn't have teeth at all. And a lot of it caters to the TFT goblin that I am, with the portal, the spatula, and the dance. Not quite the same as Chonk's actual dance, but he's trying his best, okay? He's just a silly lad. Cat's Eye is the best chroma because it's as close to Bee's Chonk as we could get. 8 out of 10. Surprise Party Vex.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
A joke skin that works because of the champion it was made for. The always miserable Vex would of course hate clowns because of how much joy and happiness they bring, only to completely flip the script the moment she found out most people are actually scared of clowns.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So ironically, this is Vex at the happiest she's ever been. She's finally found her true calling in life, getting paid to give children nightmares. There isn't a ton to her own outfit besides the cards falling out of her sleeve. It's a nice little nod for how she really couldn't care less about how convincing her magic is, but it shatters shadow that's the real treat here. I absolutely love all the extra effort that went into his facial expressions and texturing to give off the illusion that he really is a three-dimensional balloon animal, while still retaining that classic 2D design he's always had. If I were to have any major criticisms here, if there really is much at all, it's that the sound design I think could have been a bit livelier. It's a bit too close to her gloomy bass sound design right now, but maybe that's the point, you know, functioning as a sharp contrast to the clown she's supposed to be, so I guess I can let it slide. I can't let this slide though.
6-7!
Ruby is the best chroma. 10 out of 10. Minus 1 point because you know exactly why. Bubble Bash Blitzcrank. I could pretend as though this is a spiritual successor to the cancelled Zone Chaos skin line. I could say the grabbing fingies are clearly inspired by the sticky toy hands I'm sure kids still purchase and play with to this day. But between the multicolored stretchy hands, creepy smile, marketable children's toy design given black soulless eyes for no reason at all, and even the alliteration in the name, the core inspiration is pretty obvious. But god damn it, it's fantastic. What a pinnacle example of a champion's age actually benefiting the skin's concept. And not even just down to animations or model shape this time. Normally, Blitz's voice lines become a detriment to any skin they get with how much of a polar opposite they are to their real in-canon personality. But here, with the benefit of a little filter, it's honestly crazy how much of a better fit they become for this skin than they are for the base champion. But seriously though, how on earth is surgically implanting human organs into children's toys somehow less expensive to manufacture than the toys they're based on in the first place? Especially when the end goal seems to be supposedly making them into indestructible bodyguards, despite the fact they're all technically still children and the public will never see them in the first place.
Enough!
Cat's Eye is the best chroma. 10 out of 10. Colonel Swainers. I mean, Fried Chicken King Swain. Maybe I keep that take. Don't be shocked that Riot didn't get sued for this one. Be shocked that KFC gave them their full blessing. What do I even say here? The rotisserie chicken ravens, the fry oil bending, the Hotline Miami ult, the chicken foot trapped in the fryer during the E.
Delicious.
The chromas all colored to match various fast food chains, finally having a skin where Swain is old again. And yes, the fact that it even includes the stupid sexy Sanders meme, as much as it pains me so. It's a perfect fit for the champion, completely unique to anything else they have in their catalog, and unlike some other sexy shirtless men who got April Fool's skins this year, not to name names or anything, this skin isn't embarrassed to commit to the bit. The McDonald's chroma is the best one. 10 out of 10. Prestige Money Miser Mordekaiser. I feel so bad for Alistar, man, because this is how you do a return to the corporate skin line, turning the greedy conqueror into a greedy capitalist, fit with a very literal diamond hand, CEO hair grafted onto his helmet, a portable bust of himself mounted atop a tower of stock metrics, all the while slamming you with charts, trades, and money. With the crowning jewel of it all, in a very literal sense, being his death realm, his solid gold office room looming over aisles upon aisles of cubicles for his remaining employees to work themselves to death. I am a little sad at the lack of any new voice lines to really make it feel like a true rival successor in a way to Corporate Mundo, but it is still undeniably poetic or even ironic the Mordekaiser skin designed around being greedy as hell is also expensive as hell. Though it's honestly more ironic it's somehow less expensive than the skin he got last time. The Vivid Chroma should have just been all gold or all pink, it actually just makes the skin look worse.
Get the hell out of here!
10 out of 10. Pengu Garen. I can't believe it. After all this year.
Seemed a lot longer.
After all this time of petitioning for Pengu Garen to be a real skin, saying that Riot could take any route to make it happen, just that I want it so badly. It's such a cute concept. Just make it a real skin somehow, please.
So, you couldn't keep your goofy little f***ing mouth shut, couldn't you?
Yep, it's a TFT unbound little legend locked behind the Treasure Realms gacha system. And really, it's not even the same skin at all. It's a complete inverse of the original, really far closer to that pretend splash art it got last year. On one hand, that does remove a lot of the whimsy from the original idea, and all the effort the PC version spent on altering Garen's animations were dumped in favor of recycling the ones present in base Garen Unbound. On the other hand, though, it is still funny in just a completely different facet. I'm sorry, but itty bitty head combined with giant behemoth of a body will never not be funny to me. And with every serious animation performed here being completely and totally mismatched by Pengu's constant babbling and stupid-ass smile, it turns this into a complete mess, a totally cursed disaster. Just like his little brother.
I'm the older brother!
I am in the lucky position. I have saved up enough mythic medallions for this, primarily because I wasn't interested in the 700th Gwen chibi they offered, so I will gladly take this beautiful abomination in any way that I can. You know, just also let the real one be playable in Summoner's Rift. Just, come on, do it. 9 out of 10. Minus 8 points because gambling!
to this pyramid of money.
Overall, April Fool's 2026 gets a 9 out of 10. Is anyone really surprised to hear that from me though? Save for the Wilder skins, whose history has clearly shown what kinds of skins they actually want to produce for audiences that they want to pander towards. The April Fool's skins this year are once again absolute bangers, and another league dream of mine fulfilled. I actually cannot express to you just how happy I am that the corporate skin line is finally returning proper, so I can only hope that the next edition will be that long-awaited proper full corporate rival to Mundo. Ideally, Gentleman Cho'Gath once he gets his visual update in 70 years. But those are just my silly, stupid opinions on some silly, stupid skins. Make sure to let me know what you fellas think about them down in the comments. Maybe there's some details I missed, some jokes that flew over my head, or I'm sure some of you really like those Wilder skins that I didn't, and please let me know why. That's it for me now though, fellas. Thank you for watching this definitely not at all rapid fire skin review, but I still hope to see you again in the next one.